seen many influencers say it. The stretch doesn't matter. Just focus on good technique and progressive overload. I disagree. That's like saying, don't worry about eating vegetables, just eat fruits. Both have their benefits, so why not do both? The principle of the deep stretch has now been shown to work in around 40 studies in total. At the same time, the principle of progressive overload is also very important to make sure your training remains effective.
Well, I'll give it to you this time, Milo. At least you did get something right. Fruits and vegetables do have their own benefits, and just like the stretch and regular contractions, we know exactly what those benefits are. Time for school. So yeah, the stretch, which you claim is some kind of magical hypertrophy occurrence, is just sarcomeres in a series, and this is how it works. Inside of our muscle fiber, we have a molecule called titin. Titin is viscoelastic, and one of its functions is to keep our muscle fiber whole during a lengthening contraction. Without the titin, our muscle fiber would probably just fall apart in a lengthening contraction. This is most likely an evolutionary adaptation because muscle fibers which did not have titin did not survive and did not pass on their genes. And this is how the titin looks. It's made up of three components: the pelvic segment, the IG domains, and the 2A segment. The pelvic segment is the more stiff part of titin, while the IG domain is the less stiff part. During an active lengthening contraction, like any eccentric portion of any exercise at the gym, the 2A binds to actin, and then the pelvic segment is the only part of titin that gets stretched. When this occurs, we have large amounts of passive mechanical tension being generated by the titin. This passive mechanical tension gets detected by mechanoreceptors, which signal the addition of sarcomeres in a series, or in its pretty name, sarcomeregenesis. After a certain amount of time at the gym, we would have added so many sarcomeres in a series that the passive mechanical tension generated by titin would be less and less effective, to the point where we stop adding sarcomeres in the series and stop experiencing sarcomeregenesis. So yeah, something magical, not really, happens in the stretch, and we know exactly what it is because the data around titin is vast. You know, it honestly baffles me that a guy whose whole career is being an exercise scientist and does not know this. You'd think that a person whose job is to understand exercise and the mechanisms behind exercise would have the slightest understanding of what goes on in the stretch. Yeah, but I guess stitching people and strawmanning their argument while uploading lame memes about your horrible studies is a better way to make money than just conducting those horrible studies which further push your biases towards weird exercise techniques. Follow me for more science-based lifting tips.